Welcome to another session of SQL. My name is 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓, and we will continue from where we stopped last week. Last week, we started with substrings. We looked at how we can get parts of a string from a whole set of characters. We also looked at how we can get the length of characters within a string. Yeah, so we will continue with that. We'll continue in that vein. Now, before we go on, let me quickly introduce something which I didn't list amongst the things that I listed last week, upper and lower. Upper and lower. Let me change mine. And let's see which database we can use here. We can use AdventureWorks actually. Let's use AdventureWorks. So let's first of all select all from, let's say dim employee, right? Let's see what we have there first. And then we can check what we want to do with it. Right, so there are certain times when you might want, when you are presenting data, to change the way your characters appear. Either you want them to appear as uppercase or lowercase, all uppercase or all lowercase. Now you can do that using an SQL statement to effect that change. Right, so let's assume that we want to change first name and last name. Let's assume we just want to change first name and last name. So let's say select first name. First name, okay. First name, how is the first name written here? First name, okay. First name. Select first name. Where do we want to select it from? We want to select from this table. We want to select from this table, but we want to do something to the first name. We see here that the first name is a mix of characters, upper and lower cases. Right, with the first one obviously being upper, which is the right way to present it anyway. But assuming in a particular kind of presentation that you want to make, you want all your characters to appear as uppercase. What do? All you need to do is to use the upper keyword, upper, and then close whatever it is that you want to change in brackets. And obviously give it an alias. Now, can somebody tell me why this is highlighted purple? Can somebody tell us why this is highlighted?
Is it because we are dealing with substring?
Who's just book?
Ijoma.
No, it's not because I'm dealing with substring. We've done aliases in the past, remember? And
Yeah.
I have explained that thing before.
No.
Okay, now see here, we have upper here as a keyword, which is why it's highlighted here. Right?
Yeah.
We are using it here too. But we can't have it as a keyword because upper is a word within the SQL set of words. It recognizes that you are using something from SQL, and so automatically highlights it, just as it highlights these ones, right? So if you are using a word from the SQL set of words, but you do not intend to use that word as a keyword, what do? You pair it up with some other word to cause a differentiation. Just watch. Even when by mistake the word just moved and got attached to us here, you see that it has changed its character, right? So here SQL doesn't see it again as one of the SQL words. But immediately we separate it, it recognizes that this is an SQL word, and so highlights it straight away. But that's not how we want to present it, because if we were to present it this way, to create an error. We want to represent it as an alias, which is a user-defined word. So we want to represent the first names as what? As uppercase words. Let's execute and see what we have. Oh, who knows what has happened? Who knows what has happened? Did our query execute?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Uppercase names. The first names are in uppercase letter.
Where is it?
It brought out the table down.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for being smart. Yeah, it brought it out down. But is that really what I wanted? I just wanted to show this. I didn't want to show the whole thing. And the only reason why the whole thing has shown is because I executed the whole. But you know that normally I would just select what it is that I want to execute. Right? And so you just see this bit. You don't see that part. Okay? So you see that the first name has become this. All the characters have been changed to upper. In much the same way, we can change everything to lower just by changing this to lower. And everything will become lowercase. Everything will become lowercase. Okay, so this is just an addendum to what we want to do with substrings. With string handling. Okay, now let's go on to another very important part of string handling. That is trimming. To trim. Trim. I believe you may have done this in Power BI. You may have done it in Power BI or some other form of application. I'm not sure, but if you are typing a lot of data into a table, for example, let's assume you have an Excel sheet and you are typing data into it, chances are that you might make, it doesn't matter how good a typist you are highly likely to make errors with your typing. You might, in error, leave or create a space. And that is what this is for. That is what trimming is for. Now, there are two forms of trimming. We have the left trim, left trim. We have the left trim, or and then we have the right trim. What do you think the left trim is supposed to do? I wish I could show you. Look, let's just show an example of this first before we continue, okay? Let me see if I can get, okay, not here. Let's just create a simple Excel sheet. And let's see what could happen. Let's get a good understanding of what I'm trying to say. Okay, so assuming I say this first name, last name. And I'm typing so fast. What should I call, what should be the last name? Just call it that. Okay, look at this data set carefully. Let me increase the font size so we can see. Okay. Assuming in typing you come across this, or assuming you're doing an analysis and then you come across this kind of data set, what do you think is wrong with this data set? What do you think is wrong with this data set? Can somebody quickly tell us? Can you see the data set I'm showing?
Yes.
Okay,
So
what do you think is
first name
wrong?
and last name
Mm-hmm.
are meant to be on the same column or attribute.
I don't understand.
So when you're writing, most time when you're writing first name and last name,
Mm-hmm.
they're not meant to be on the different columns.
Yeah, they are in the same columns, aren't they?
They're meant to be on the same column.
How do you mean? I don't understand. So you mean first name? The first name is in this column? Or you mean I
Yeah.
should put them together as one?
Yes.
You mean I should put first name, last name together as full name? Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, when you're writing someone's name, you write say Henry space lad.
You mean I should write full name like this?
Yes, then you write Henry lad.
Why? I have decided to split the names up. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. Does it mean that you are saying this representation here is wrong? Is that what you are telling us, that this is wrong? I don't think it's wrong. See first name here, see last name there. Even see middle name. Sometimes when you are filling forms, you come across, in fact, not sometimes, these is most of the times, when you are filling forms, you don't write your first name and last name in the same space, do you? You write them in different spaces.
The names are not aligned.
Pardon?
First names are not aligned.
Okay, that is one good thing that you have spotted. They are not aligned. But is it just the first name that are not aligned? Okay, let me put the cursor. Let's come here. Look carefully at where the cursor is with Henry.
There's a space afterwards.
There's a space after what? After Henry.
Yeah.
Now, looking at it, just as it is now, would you be able to see that space?
No.
No. But then, if you are pulling this to form and to draw analysis, that space alone could affect your your analysis.
Correct. Like a password.
Right? Yeah. So you want to get rid of those spaces. So you see that we have, for example, if you look at Eric has spaces which we call leading spaces. And then Henry has got lagging spaces at the back. I think, let me see, Lad hasn't got any space. Rogers has got a lagging space here. Cantona has got lagging spaces here. Right? But looking at it ordinarily, you wouldn't see these spaces. So you think, oh, come on, my data is clean, it's good. But the data is not clean at all. Even if you see these two, and then you can, okay, let me align. And then because you are using Excel, you just align. Why is it not aligning? Come on. Ah. Have you seen what is happening here? It's not even aligning because of the spaces. So the spaces are ready to do what? They are like waiting for characters to be imputed. So they've been created waiting for characters. So the only thing that you can do is to use the backspace. But then, if you have thousands of rows of data, will you be doing this one by one? No. But you can clean this if you are using Power BI. You can clean this in your Power Query. And if you're using SQL, you can do it in your Management Studio. And that is what we want to look at. So let me take a data set that will make sense. Now, this data set has intentionally been created for this particular purpose, which is why I want to take it. Oh God, I've lost my database. Oh dear. Let me rewind. Let me refresh and see if it will come up. It's all gone. All the databases are gone. Why? Why does this keep happening? Okay, as we would do, let me just log out, refresh, and come back, okay? Just hang in there. You can. Right, so this is what I want to use this database for the trim. So let's say we say select. Let's first of all see what is there. Let's see what is in that table or in that database. Training, which of these ones can I use? Okay, let me use this one. Okay, look at this carefully. Look at this carefully. Just as we were talking about with the Excel sheet, if you look at the names written here, you can see a clear example of that, right? Now, this will give us enough for what this alone will give us enough for all that we want to do today. Okay, so obviously we can see that we have leading spaces here, and though we can't see the lagging spaces, but they are there. Apart from that, we see other things. We see other things in the name. Who can see other things in the name? Okay. Difficult to see, but yeah, we see there are other things in the names written down there.
Other characters.
Yeah, other characters.
Some are just first names. Others have first and last. Others have double names, more than one.
Mm. So there are a whole lot of things that we see there, right? So these are the things that we want to look at. Okay, so let's see. So what do you think the left trim is for?
To move characters to the left.
Exactly.
To remove all spaces.
Exactly. So L trim is to remove spaces to the left. Whilst R trim will remove spaces to the right. Okay, so we can very easily, let's keep this as it is. Let us not make any adjustments yet. We want to trim all the left spaces, right? But we want to trim it only on the salesman name. Let's just select salesman's name. Salesman's name. That is where the problem is. This is where we have the issue. Okay. So we want to do a left trim. This will trim all leading spaces on the left. Where's backspace? Backspace. All spaces to the left. Salesman name. Salesman name. And let's see what we get. Okay, let me. Okay, let's see. Select all that. Select. Let's see what we have. Is there a change? You would notice that everything, all the names, look here. Look where John is here. Look where Phil is. See where Phil is here. Look where Lee is, and see where Lee is here. Sheila. So you see that it's trimmed everything. Everything is now properly aligned to the left. That does not mean that there are no spaces on the right. Like I used the Excel sheet to explain, we don't see these spaces. It doesn't mean it's not there. So the best thing to do is also to do a right trim. As you do a left trim, also do a right trim. It's the same thing. Trim left, trim right. So now we are sure that we've done the proper thing. We've trimmed everything. Like I said, and like I keep saying, we don't see the spaces on the right. Obviously, because they are blank, right? We don't see them. Yeah, but it doesn't mean they are not there. Oh, gosh. So you see that this one has set this back. This one has been set back straight away. Right? Is that a good thing or bad thing? It's not a good thing at all. When you separate them like this, it's not a good thing at all. So how do we go around this problem? How do we go around the problem? To go around the problem, just use the word trim. Trim does both. It does the two things at the same time, removing this kind of situation. Right? It does the two things at the same time. So just use trim. Trim does, it takes care of both. Trimmed name. Would that be double M? I guess it is. Am I right? Can you see that that issue has been resolved? The issue of when we did the right trim, remember? Okay, let me put this here actually, so that you see all three. Let me put this in that. Okay, let me take it back. And let me put this in there so that you see all three at the same time. So this is what we had at first. We did a left trim to remove the leading spaces on the left. We did a right trim to remove the leading spaces on the right, but that brought back the spaces on the left. But when we do a trim, a full trim, it trims both left and right at the same time, removing this kind of issue so that we don't have that issue anymore. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
Right. Let's go back to the same thing here. Or better still, I think we can see it better in this now. Look carefully at this, the highlighted column. What are the things? What other things can you see? Clearly, there is this character, which we don't want. But what other things can you see? You will need to look really hard. Right. Now, let me draw, pardon?
There's some space still in between the names.
Exactly. There are spaces in between some of the names. This time they are not at the ends. So we use trim to get rid of the spaces at the ends. But what about when the spaces are between or within the names or within characters? Then what do you do? That is where we come across the use of the word replace. 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 Again, we are using the same data, but we want to replace certain things that we don't want. So instead of this, we just change that to replace. Now, what is it we want to change? Replace salesman's name. What is it that we want to change? One of the things that we want to change, look here, in between the words and Mary. Look at between Owen and. How many spaces do you think there is? How many character spaces do you think there is? Okay, let me rephrase the question. Look carefully. Owen and then and then
one space.
one space.
Then Anne and Mary, two
if you look
spaces.
at Anne and Mary, there are two spaces. The same thing when you look at the ampersand and Sylvia, you see two spaces. It's bigger than when you look at Lee and then the ampersand. Right? So we have these the issues like this also within the words themselves. So this is where we use replace. Now, you first of all state what it is that where it is that you want to do the replacement, and then what it is that you want to replace, and what you want to replace with. These are three things. Where you want to do the replacement, what it is that you want to replace, what it is that you want to replace with. Right? So there are three arguments here. So where is it that we want to do this replacement? We want to do the replacement within salesman's name. Right? What is it that we want? So here we put a comma. What is it that we want to replace? We want to replace double space. Let's put that in quotation marks. So this is, if I do this, this is no space. If I do this, this is one space. So I come again and do that. Another comma. I want to replace the double space with a single space. Do you see that the difference? Do you see that this the first one here is slightly bigger? It's not slightly, it's actually double. Difficult to see, but if you look carefully, you would see it all the same. This has two spaces. This has one space. Can you see that? This has two spaces. Even look at the shape of the, look at the size of the highlighted space, and look at the size of this highlighted space. So that was double the size of this one. So what we are telling SQL to do is to replace all double spaces with a single space. That's what we are telling it to do. And let's see what is going to happen. If we run this query, what is going to happen? Has it done that? Has it replaced?
Yes, it has.
you can see that the space between Mary and Anne has closed. And actually,
You have two spaces between Lee and Silver.
okay, actually, it is not two spaces, it is one space. There is something else there, which I have just seen. If you look carefully, you would see that after the ampersand, there is something else there.
It's a dot.
There is a dot there. That dot is what is taking up that space. So that is not a double space. If it were a double space, it would have shrunk straight away.
But it's broken the trim.
Pardon?
The trim is broken.
Trim is?
Trim is broken.
Yeah, oh, okay, it's broken the trim. Beautiful. Okay. So now how do you think we can fix this?
Replace and trim.
We do what?
Replace and trim.
Replace and trim. Beautiful. So you see how we can combine these things to write some very powerful queries. We can now combine replace and trim to carry out both functions at the same time. Right? We can do that. So let's see how we can do that. Obviously, we are going to do the trim first. We will need to trim first to take out the leading and lagging spaces. Then we replace what we have within. So this is the trim. You know what? Let's do this first. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Oh, should we? I wanted to take this out first. But it's okay. Let's leave it. We can leave it for now. We can leave it for now. I can leave that as assignment for you to do. So within the same thing, let's see. So this will trim leading and lagging spaces, right? And also, we can now bring in replace. Replace. So, tell me here, what is this trim going to work on? The trim is working on salesman's name, right? And what is it that we want to replace? We want to replace double spaces. We want to replace double spaces, 1, 2, with single space, 1, and then we close the bracket as trimmed and replaced name. How do we? What alias? Give me an alias for this. Give me an alias for this. We've trimmed and replaced. Okay, let's say trimmed and replaced space. It's too long, but I can't think of anything now. Too long, but I can't think of anything. And let's see. Has it taken care of the problem? Yes, it has taken care of the problem, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. But then again, there are other things that we want to replace. So you see, you can keep building this and building it and building it until you have a very, very large query. There are other things we want to replace. There is the ampersand that we can replace. There is a dot after the ampersand. And if you look carefully too, there's a dot under after hands. Can you see that? Look here, you see there is a dot under hands.
Yeah.
After hands. Right? We don't want that. So we can replace all of those things. What do we want to replace the ampersand with?
And.
Okay, we will replace it with an and. So let's copy this. There's no need writing it all over again. Let's just copy this. We then introduce another replace.
Question.
Yep.
Rather than increasing the number of replaces and the command we're putting in, because if we just focus on replacing the dots, it's going to break the trims, it's going to break the previous replaces. Can't we just say replace the dot from trim replace space rather than from salesman's name, so that it works on a command we've already worked on, rather than break it and start all over again?
Nothing is going to break. I don't get the argument.
So if we just do a replace after right now, it's going to untrim and then just do the replace. Okay. So we combine them together so that it doesn't break the trim and adds the replace. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if we want to add something on top of it now, rather than add another replace to can't we just work on the alias? Because it already knows what the alias is.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But do you know why that will not work?
Why?
These results that are outputted, these results that we output, right?
Yeah.
Are they saved anywhere?
Okay, they're not in memory?
They are not in memory.
Okay.
You get it? So that would not work.
Okay.
Right? But I get what you are saying, and that would work under what is called temp tables, but we can't do temp tables within this program.
Cool. Okay.
Right? You create what is called temp tables, which are temporary tables created within memory. So your results become temporary tables within memory. And then you can do that on the temp tables.
Okay.
Right? But as it is now, you can't.
Okay, no problem. Cheers.
So this trim takes care of salesman. Replace takes care of the first set of replaced arguments. So if we brought another replace, we have to bring another set of arguments, right? So here, what are we replacing? We want to replace the ampersand, right? So we have another comma here. And then what did we say we are replacing? Ampersand. What do we replace it with?
And.
It has to be in quotation marks, ampersand. In quotation marks, we replace it with an and.
Yeah.
And then we close the bracket. So look at this very well. The trim is for salesman. Replace is for the first argument here. This replace is for the second argument, second set of arguments. Okay? And so you can keep building this and building and building and building. I don't think what can I call this now?
Full trim.
Hmm?
Just full trim, just to make it short. Fully trim.
Fully trim. Yeah, but it's not only trim. Okay, let me say partially cleaned, partly cleaned. Because there are other things there that we need to clean.
Yeah.
Right, there are other things that we need to clean. So let's see. This takes away the ampersand, and instead of ampersand, we have an and. But again, you see that this looks like there is a double space here, simply because there is a full stop after the and, which was there with the ampersand.
Yeah.
We can get rid of that also. And what do? We just introduce another replace and put in another argument. So where are we going to replace? The next part is a comma here. And then we bring in the next argument. We want to replace full stop.
Yeah.
With, what do we replace it with?
Nothing.
Yeah, with nothing. Beautiful. I like that. We replace it with nothing. So there is no space here. And we close the bracket. Do you see the difference between this and that? This has got one space. This has no space.
Yeah.
Is Nana still here? I hope she hasn't run away.
I'm still here.
Are you enjoying the class?
Yes, I'm going to be doing this.
Okay, so let's execute this and see. And straight away you see that the full stops have also disappeared. And straight away you see that the ant and Sylvia are now closer, aren't they?
Yeah.
And let's call this, what did we call it? Oh no, let's call it, I've used partly cleaned already. So let me call it cleaner name. This name is cleaner. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
All right. No questions? Do we still have time? I think we still have some time. Now let's look at another concept. I mentioned this also, this one is reverse. So this is the fun one. This is a fun one. Oh, where have I brought this? Reverse. As the name implies, you know what this can do already, don't you?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with this?
It's just going to revert back to what it was.
Going to reverse what?
It's going to reverse. Oh, you mean, I think it's going to reverse the names.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just going to reverse the name. So I'm only going to do one of this. You can practice it yourself. It's for fun. Maybe you want to write something secret in code you don't want people to understand. You can use this to write it, and then whoever you send the message to can reverse it, and then they can read it fully. So that's what we have. See that it has reversed all the names here. Can you see that? It's reversed the names.
Oh, I actually thought it was gonna swap the first name for surname. I didn't know.
No.
It's gonna do that.
No. So it reverses the way the characters are written. Right?
Cool.
Before we go on to the other parts of string handling, let's do another important concept. Who knows what this means? Who knows what this means?
I think it's similar or sort of combining characters, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's correct. That's very correct. Combining, putting character, combining characters or strings. Combining characters or strings. So, for example, we say we have select all from what database should we use? Select all from, let's say,
SQLHR.
You want us to use SQLHR?
I don't mind, honestly, anyone.
Did I give you employees, this thing there?
Yeah.
Employees table?
Yeah.
And that reminds me, have you guys been able to sort out the cross join? Wait.
Yeah.
Have you been able to sort out the cross join?
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't
Okay.
done it. But what
you know what to do, right?
I know what to do, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's change the data source. I hope I don't miss my data. My okay, it's still there. I don't know why I keep missing it. Let's use employees. So you see that we have title, forename, surname. Right? If we like, we can put these together. We can put this together as one. We are not selecting all. So select title. Select title. Forename. Mind you, this is written forename here. In other tables, it could be written first name. Literals. You need to write your user-defined words as they are written in the table. Surname. And what do we want to do? We want to put it all together. Title plus. So concatenation, to concatenate, we use the plus sign. We use the plus sign. Forename plus again. I'm sure you know what these are for. Who knows? What do you think that is for?
The space in between the...
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Just to create space in between the names, okay? Without them, all the names would be clumped together. They'll be put together. So we are saying that we should, from this table, we are only looking for the title, the first name or forename, and the surname. And then we are telling SQL that when you've taken these attributes, put them together in this order: title, forename, surname, and call that field full name. That is what we are telling SQL to do here. Select from this table just the title, the forename, and surname, put them together in this order, and call the new column full name. And that's what we have. Right, but this way of doing things brings an important concept. This brings an important concept called casting, cast. Right, we're going to do something. We're going to experiment something. Now, who can tell me what the result of this will be? Don't run it, don't write it, don't run it. Just guess. Okay, before that, what kind of character is this?
It's an integer.
It's an integer. What kind of character is this?
It's a string.
It's a string. Can you add integers and string?
No.
No. So technically, this should not work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but will it work?
No.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Yes, it has worked. Why did it work? Why did it work? It is because of something called implicit conversion. Implicit conversion. And I would explain that in a bit. Give me a while. I would explain that.
Okay.
If we take this again, and now this time, we actually write it properly as a string. Will this work? It should. If this works, then this should work, right?
No idea.
Okay.
If it does.
Pardon?
I said I'd be amazed if it does, but because it's called implicit conversion.
No, this is what is called implicit conversion. I didn't say this is called implicit conversion.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but it might convert 4 because
okay, let's see. Let's see.
string.
We are experimenting, right? We are just experimenting now. So let's see. Did it work?
No.
No. And it has clearly told us that conversion failed when converting a varchar value 4 to data type int. It failed because it can't convert a variable character of value 4 to an integer. It cannot convert a variable character of value string 4 to a data type integer. But why did it work here? Because this is also a string. Given we've put it in quotation marks, automatically it becomes a string. And even you can see it has a different appearance. Why did it work?
Because the string is an integer.
Okay. Now, when you have things like this, the system knows. The system itself is thinking. Fortunately, computers can also do their own kind of thinking, right? It's thinking. What exactly does this person want to do? 2 plus string 4. 2 plus 4. And then it says, okay, let me first of all, myself, that is the computer talking to itself now, assume that this is an integer. That's what is called implicit, something that is within. An attribute that is within, implicit. So the opposite of that will be what? Explicit. So it says to itself, let me assume that this actually is not the string 4 as is represented here. And let me just add it up for this person who probably doesn't know what he or she is doing. And then it returns the value 6, which surprisingly we have. Okay, but then what does this do? When you have implicit conversion and you have multiple, you have loads of this, and you are getting the computer to think and rethink itself before it puts out a result, what are you doing to computer memory or resource? One, you are wasting computer resources.
Yeah.
2, you are misusing memory because you are overworking the computer and making it overthink. So what happens when you have a string, you can cast it into an integer. When you have a string like this, what you do is cast it, change its form, cast it into an integer. So instead of this, we're going to write it as that. Cast as int. We are telling it explicitly, we are telling the computer explicitly what to do. We are not leaving it to chance. This is called explicit conversion. Explicit conversion.
So implicit conversion misuses memory.
Yeah.
Explicit conversion doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Because
this would
they're doing the same thing.
They are doing the same thing. Yeah. But one is good, one is not. So this would also return 6, as you can see.
So if we did the same thing, but using the second example. cast as.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, cast for FOUR as.
Okay, I don't know. That would not work though. That would not work. That would definitely not work. Because you can't cast letters as, you can't change a letter to an integer. But let's try it and see.
Okay.
But I know it will not work. Let's see if it would work. If it works, I'll be surprised, honestly.
It didn't work.
It will not work.
I don't get the implicit and explicit conversion in terms of the need. It's kind of like a faff. If it's gonna do it already anyway. Casting by actually.
Yeah, but like I said, assuming you are doing thousands of this, what are you doing? You are wasting computing memory, you are wasting computing time. You are wasting computing resources. That resource can be used in doing other things.
I get it. I'm just saying that for me, just looking at both of them, the second one that has the actual command cast looks like it should be more memory intensive because it's going to do the same thing. It just has extra characters saying,
oh, I see. That's
do what we were going to do anyway.
Okay, I get your argument, but this one, so in this particular instance, do you think the computer is going to think at all to execute?
No, I don't. But again, what I think is it's gonna spend some resources going through CAST just to understand. Oh, you want me not to think? My point is that is resource, but then the end result was what you were gonna do anyway if I didn't put the cast there. So I'm trying to see where the memory gain is gonna come from when I'm asking you. I understand why it should be implicit, but if you had told me that the first one takes 15 seconds to run and then the cast is instantaneous, then yeah, fair enough. But it doesn't look like that to me. It just looks like I'm just making something simple complicated.
Okay. It might seem simple because we have used a simple example. But you would see this in more details where we come to treat especially dates.
Okay.
That is where it becomes very important. It is actually very important.
I can see it now. Okay, dates. All right.
Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Let me run this again and let's see what we get. I want to see what we have here. I want to see if I can satisfy you a little bit. Start date. Is there start? Okay. All right. Let's do something, okay? Let's concatenate. Do you think we can concatenate name and date?
Yeah.
Can we concatenate?
Yeah, we can add any of them.
Are you sure?
It doesn't have to convert anything. It's just taking what is in one column and adding it to what's on another column.
All right, let's see. Let's see if that works. Select. Oh. Let me see if I can satisfy you a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Select title, forename, surname, title plus surname plus start date. Okay, let me put start date.
Yeah, start date. Yeah.
Let's see if it would work, okay?
Okay.
Have you even straight away noticed something? Have you noticed something?
Oh yeah, because it's changed the color of start date. I don't know why it's done that. That must be a keyword or something. Or maybe it's because it thinks it says start date is an integer, and these are not integers.
Let's see if this would work. Why did it not work?
So the date is not, it's incompatible.
Exactly. Date is not compatible with the add operator with these other characters.
Yeah.
Date is a different kind of character. So what we did here, it's not just because we use the figure 4 and 2. But if you have more complex expressions, so it's trying to convert a different character type, trying to convert a particular character to a different character type. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as to enable you to concatenate. So this same thing that didn't work, if we are to cast this, if we cast this out, if we cast this, let's cast it and see. Now we want to cast this date as a variable character. Cast date as a variable character. We haven't done data type, so forget about all this varchar that I'm mentioning, okay? If there is type, which I doubt, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3. name with date. So now we have cast the date as this kind of character. We have changed the date type to string by using cast. Okay, so now if we run this query, let's see if this would run. And did it run?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
What's the 30 there?
Pardon?
Backup 30. What's that?
Remember I said forget about that character. So we have sets, okay.
At the string length or?
Yeah, string length.
Okay.
So what I've said here is that it should take up to 30 characters.
Okay.
I can make this 20. We don't have up to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's normal practice to use 30 as character. No, but you obviously I can make this 20, I can make it 10, I can make it 100, depending on the character length that I want. But it's normal practice to use 30. 30 is considered as what would actually allow a lot of standard strings to be taken. Yeah. Is there any question with this?
No, not for me.
Right. There is something that I would have loved to finish actually, but we wouldn't have time for that. And that is char index. It is another very important. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Yeah. Let's see if we can do char index. Because you guys are finishing next week, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised to learn that.
Yes, and we haven't even done date handling at all. We haven't done data handling. We haven't done data types. Anyway, you did a lot of things that the other cohorts didn't do. Like you know how to create databases. None of the other cohorts know how to create databases. And you work with a variety of databases. They were only limited to AdventureWorks.
Yeah.
Char index. Again, I am going to run this query. And then you would see, you should see something. Let me change my data source, my database. Yeah. We've seen this data set before, right?
I think so.
Oh, this is where we use the salesman's name. Have you forgotten?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Why is it it's only Wayne who is speaking? The more you speak, the more you learn. Oh. Soon you see Wayne will become a guru. Right. Look at company string carefully. Look carefully at company string. You would notice something. You will notice something unusual. Who can spot that thing?
There's no space between the country and the city. And
so you see country, you see city. Beautiful.
yeah,
What else do you see?
there's like a pipe between them,
There is
and
a what?
there's like a pipe between them.
A pipe. A pipe.
Separate.
Yeah, it's a pipe. That's what it's called. Are you a QA?
Kind of.
Okay. Okay.
Second choice or so. Second choice.
Okay. So what's your first choice?
DA.
BA.
No, DA.
DA is your first choice. Okay. So this is actually called a pipe. That symbol there. That is the symbol. Unfortunately, I don't have a pipe on my keyboard. I write my pipe in some other ways. Deji was laughing at me some time ago when I couldn't write my pipe early because I have to type in some code before my pipe comes up.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with my keyboard. Yeah, but that character you see, look at England, Northwest. Between the D and the N, there is a character like one, or like capital, like an I, or lowercase l, right? That is called a pipe. If you are in front of your keyboard, if you can see your keyboard, where do you see your pipe on your keyboard?
The second to the bottom one after on the right side of the shift.
On the right side of the shift, yes, it's to the left of your keyboard, right? But on the right of the shift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That is where your pipe is. So that sign is called a pipe. Now, not necessarily a pipe. It could be anything. So what do you think that this symbol is doing here? What do you think is the purpose of the symbol?
Separator.
It's a separator. Beautiful. So we don't necessarily have to have a pipe there. It could be anything that separates. Right? It could be anything that separates. It could be a comma, as we have in CSV files, comma separated files. It simply means that the characters are separated by what? Commas. Right? So it could be something, a separator. It could be a separator. Right. So when you have a data set like this, do you think if you are running a report, or let me rephrase, do you think this kind of data would allow you to run a clean report?
No.
No. So what must you do? You must clean it. You have to separate the, in this particular case, you have to separate the country from the city. Right? You have to separate France from Paris, USA from Los Angeles, Spain from Madrid. You have to separate them. Right? And that is what char index does. And it's a very, very powerful tool. It's a very, very powerful cleaning tool. Right. So how am I going to write my pipe now? Where is the code? I wrote my code down somewhere. Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Type your pipe in a Word sheet and then copy and paste on the chart so that I can easily copy it.
Okay. Hang on.
I've forgotten the code I use in getting my pipe. Let me know once you're done, okay?
1 sec. Okay, I will do. Chat. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. So let me copy the pipe. Right, so we're going to write this again and see, select. Where is this? Where are we seeing this pipe? It's under company string, right?
Yeah,
So let's just focus on that. Company string. Company string. Select company string from company locations. Select company string from company locations, but we are looking for the pipe. Now, look carefully at char index. Can somebody tell us the meaning of that word? Char index. What does it mean?
Character index.
Character index. Character index. So we are looking for the index, the position. Index in computing terms means what? Position.
Yeah.
We are looking for the position of the character. We are looking for the position of this character within company string. Within company string. Counting from position 0. Index is counted from, we don't count from 1, 2, 3, we count from 0. Counting from position 0 as, we give it an alias, as position of pi. We are looking for the position of this pipe with, you say, for example, if you like, you can go and start counting one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this, in this particular case, the pipe is in the 8th, where 1, 2, 3 is in the 8th position, right?
No, because you didn't count 0.
Okay. Okay. So it's in the, so this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 7th, it's in the 7th position, 7th index, right?
Yes.
And then you can also go and start counting for this one by one. If you like, you can do that for 1,000,000 rows of data. And if you like to, you can write a simple query like this, and it will do all the job for you. So let's see what that gives us. So it gives us this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be 7.
It should be 7, right?
Francis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Index.
Is there a leading character?
Pardon?
Is there a leading character?
There's no leading character in this. I can't see a leading character. Everything is properly aligned.
If we do the same command and say char index, pipe, company string, position 1, will it give us a different
it will start counting from here.
Yeah, but since we counted from,
okay, let's see. Let's do that.
I just want to know what the computer
Let's
is
do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
okay, so it's like okay, let's even take it out. I wonder if that would, let's take it out and see. I see. So that is actually not very important in this.
Actually, no, let's test it then. Let's say position 4. Because
it's going to be the same thing.
I think maybe not.
Okay, let's try it. No harm in trying.
Oh, it is. You're right.
So that is actually in this particular instance. I think there's a place where it become important, but in this particular instance, I think it's redundant.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess because we're asking it for the position of the pipe, we can't say start from anything other than the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'll
still leave the 0 here actually.
Okay. I see the importance of this. But what if you had multiple pipes, for example? And you run the same code, would it give you let's say in the first one you had England pipe, North pipe, West, right? Would it give you the position of the first and the second pipes under England as in 8 and maybe 12, or would it just
give you the first one and then you have to input another character index, just as we did for replace?
Okay.
Right.
So you can't use char index and say, give me the position of the character E in sales string. So every country, every record that has E in it, I want to know what position is, because it's only going to give you the first one.
Yes, it's going to give you the first one that it comes across.
Oh.
You get that? It's going to give you the first one that it comes across. Right, so let's make some progress. Do we have another lesson at all? This is quite long. What is left is might take about another 30 minutes. Okay, you know what? Let's end here. Let's stop here. We will continue next week.
No problem.
We'll continue next week.